Hello, I'm Helen. Welcome to my channel. This morning I'm going to be showing you how I made this little recipe book to add to my collection of recipes that I've used to make the walnut ink and the red onion skin ink, and I'm going to add to it turmeric ink. So I'd love for you to join me and I'll show you how I made it. So this morning I'm going to make a concertina out of this turmeric painting because I want to be able to document what I did for making the turmeric ink, like in a similar way that I've done concertinas for the red onion skin and the walnut. But I'm going to do it a little bit different. So these ones I have put the cardboard on the actual end and you can open it out like that. So I've put two separate pieces of cardboard on the end. Today I think I'm going to do a little bit different because this is going to be a different format of book. So I'm going to use one of these jolly old things. Now I'm sure we all have lots of these and I can't part with them, so I have a bit of a stash of them. So I'm going to make the cover out of this, so it's an open up book, and then you can pull the concertina open, so the cover remains closed like a normal book cover. You'll see as I go along. So yeah, as always I'm just going to busk it and see where it takes me. So I didn't really think about this yesterday when I was painting in the garden, but this was just an old piece of paper, and as you can see it's got a crease. It was already a folded piece of paper, so I'm going to work with that crease and just have it as a three-fold concertina, so 4 panels. So I'm just literally going to fold it to that crease there. So work with what we've got. And again fold that one so I can get that away. Okay, so and then my concertina is going to fold like that. And I think that's a good way of storing this. I can write notes on the other side about the process of making the turmeric ink. So that's the size of my concertina. So I'm not going to, so these envelopes have got a folded edge here, so I'm going to cut the folds off. Obviously it's a little bit battered there. I may have to reinforce that at some stage. Whether I do that this time or not, I don't know. I'm hoping my head's not going to get in the way. So I'm just going to slice these edges off to try and get the right angles as much as possible. Okay. I might just trim that down a little bit more. That's got a little bit of a fold in there. Yeah, I'm just going to slice it off just a tiny bit more. It wasn't obvious when I was cutting that first time, but you get there's a little bit of a crease showing. I don't know whether it is showing on the camera or not, but I'm just going to take that off as well. That's right on one of the edges. It'll either be the top or the bottom. Okay, I'm happier with that. Okay, so the length of the book, or the height of the book, I want it to be a little bit taller than the actual paper. So I'm just going to measure it. And then I can cut that to size there. So again, I'm lining up with my cutting mat. Trying to keep as straight as possible. You may not be quite as concerned about that, but yeah, I like things neat. So that's the book there, and I want it a little bit bigger, so I'm going to go there, and again cutting. So this is going to be the quickest and easiest concertina cover, I think, yet. But I can make it as, you know, I can do things to it if I want to. Okay, so that's that. Now I may decide that I'm going to do it that way round. So this is the outside and this is the inside. I think that might be quite good. So the plan is the book will open like that. I will glue that onto there, and then we can do that. Could I do? No, I don't want to do that way. So, and then I could, if I wanted to cover that with something, I could do the notes about what I did. So yeah, that's my plan. That's my book. So I'm going to glue that onto there. I'm not going to play around with this, other than I may cover that. I think I want that showing rather than that, because that's got the torn off label bits. So let's get the glue out. I'm going to use PVA glue. I use the covers of magazines for glue mats. As you can see, 2022, they last a long time. So this is covered in PVA glue, and I just leave it to dry and reuse it. It's that one that I want gluing, because we're going to open it. That's going to glue onto there. We're going to do that. So that's that. Let's move you out of the way. Let's get some glue. Try not to dip my glue brush in my tea. Okay, I think that's all covered. Oopsie. Alright, so the book's opening that way. And that's gluing down onto there. As you can probably hear, the turmeric, where it's still got the powder on, is a bit rough. Yeah, that's fine, I don't mind that. Don't mind a bit of texture. I did put some matte medium on this one, and I wish I didn't, because it did kind of smudge a little bit. But it has sealed what was on there, so the powder isn't coming off. But yeah, the other one I sprayed with some fixative spray. But I think this, even though it has the gum arabic in it, I think this one is going to be a less stable ink to use than the walnut or the onion. There's always going to be some element of dust or something coming off. I was a bit concerned that my hands would be staining yellow, and that hasn't been the case so far, so that's good. Okay, so that is going to be my turmeric concertina, like that. Okie dokie. I think that will hold that quite nicely. So like I say, you could easily put something on another piece of paper on the front there to make it look a little bit pretty, nicer. I do have some other, I've got another, let me show you that. So this was a piece of, again, this is wallpaper. I do seem to like wallpaper, and I really soaked this and then did some sgraffito through it, and then I rolled it up so I'd got some texture on the other side, and then I took it outside in the garden and I watered it with the watering can and washed all the turmeric off. So it's gone really yellow. It seems to have soaked into the paper quite well. There doesn't really seem to be much yellow coming off. So yeah, I was quite pleased with that. So that's kind of, I've basically dyed the paper rather than painted on it. Yeah, I'm liking this graffito through. So maybe that's something for another day when the sun's shining. It's not shining today in the UK. So yeah, I could put a piece of that just to open it up and then write on there the other result from yesterday. So all of these papers have been flattened overnight, so this is much flatter now. So this is the one that had the plant debris on, and I'm really quite liking that. So I think that's something to do again at a later stage. But yeah, I think that could be the basis of something. Don't want to make it too precious because I'm very good at saying, oh, that's too good to use. But yeah, I'm loving the marks on that. Yeah, even if it just turns out to be another one of my walking sketchbooks, that will be good texture to work on. So there we go, quick and easy mailer envelope concertina. And here's my finished turmeric ink concertina. So as you can see, it's smaller than the walnut and the onion. So I have painted the name on the front with some of the paste that's got matte medium in it. I've just written on the back here, September 24. And inside, are you ready? Inside I have played around with something different for my method, my recipe. So I've used the packet because it was so out of date. I thought it was too precious to throw away. And also the packaging here is all about recycling, and that's exactly what I've done. I've recycled. So I've recycled the package, but I've also recycled the spice. So this is what I'm doing. So find some out-of-date turmeric in the back of your cupboard, and that's some out-of-date. Soak it in hot water, add gum arabic or matte medium and play. Use the liquid, use the sludge, and then this opens up to be the concertina of one of the pieces that I played with outside in the garden. So that's my record of turmeric, playing with turmeric. I've called it turmeric ink, but I've used it like paint as well. So It's a medium to play with, whether you call it ink, whether you call it paint, it doesn't matter. But anyway, there's a nice memory for me of what I did with the turmeric ink, and I hope you have a go playing with some turmeric or some spices. Let me know in the comments. Let me know how you get on. I'd love to know what spices you've played with. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye for now.